Surik didn't know what to expect when the Ebon Hawk dropped out of hyperspace and began its approach to Nathema. T3 informed her of the status on the planet, but he was a droid, and he could not sense the Force. This also meant he could not notice its absence. As the ship drew closer, she was reminded of Malachor 5 and the instantaneous and colossal loss of life she had witnessed there. At first, she assumed a similar tragedy happened here, but as they went to explore the empty buildings in search of answers, this didn't appear to be the case. She felt something was wrong with this world, but she could not quite understand it. She still carried the wound in the Force with her, a wound that would never heal. But here, the Force was simply gone. It could be that her wound protected her somewhat from the effects of this place, but with time, the sense of unease kept growing. They set out to find archives or records that would provide more information. With each step, the unease grew, as if a nameless, faceless, invisible creature was stalking them. Once they found the archives, Surik instructed T3 to collect as much relevant data from it as possible, so they may leave this place at once. Up until that moment, she was in motion, distracted by her search, ignoring the signs that something was obviously wrong, ignoring the scattered clothing, the silence, ignoring the emptiness of her voice as she spoke to T3. But now, as she waited for him to finish his task, she began feeling the full weight of this wretched place. Nature abhors a vacuum. The emptiness around her was pulling at her very existence, desperate to fill itself with something. And right now the only thing it could draw on was her presence, her energy.
It wants to devour me, mind and spirit, annihilate every trace of my existence.
She could feel the void pressing in on her from all sides. For a moment, she felt as if she would become undone, her entire body unraveling, ripping into subatomic particles and scattering across the entire surface of Nathema. She screamed at the void in her mind, resisting. She was more than just a collection of random matter and particles. She was a living being who would not allow herself to be taken. The affirmation pushed the void back for a moment, but it still clung to her, its tendrils pulling in closer. It was only a matter of time before she lost her sanity. Fortunately, T3 beeped triumphantly and retreated from the archives. Surik had no time to listen to what he discovered. She would examine the data later. She rushed back to the ship. Unaware, she must have started running at some point. The instant T3 caught up and boarded the Hawk, the ship took off. Surik kept the ship at full speed until they reached the edge of the solar system.